So, someone rings you up for a sitting. What's going through their mind? Why do they want it? What is the need of the sitter? All sitters will book a sitting with you because they have a need. Very few will just do it out of fun. But the vast majority of people will have a need of some description. And funnily enough, there's 3 types of sitting. There's an evidential sitting, which is where we're working solely. The person solely wants evidence from spirit. There's a non-evidential sitting, which is actually where they really want just a psychic sitting. They're not interested in spirit. And sometimes people have come to me for a sitting, and I always get amazed when someone says this, but it's like, oh, I don't believe in any of that spirit stuff, so can you just give me I just want a psychic sitting. And you think, well, I am a spiritualist medium. It says on my card, I work in the church, that's what I do, I link with spirit. But okay, fine, if you want psychic sitting, that's what we'll do. And when I say topic, I'm thinking, I'll give you an easy one. Yes, relationships, romance is one of the most obvious. Yeah, just met somebody, is it Mr. Right?
Is he married?
Or I'm going through a difficult relationship with somebody, what's going on? Are we not meant to be together? Or is there another man? Are they having an affair? Could be whatever reason. So, yes. Career, yeah. Things aren't going so well at work. What's going on? Yes.
Should I move?
Yeah. So your home situation, whether you need to move house or you might have problems with the neighbours, or all of that. I agree. Yeah. Anything else?
Money.
Yeah, financials, money. Financial or business, where it's all related to money. I'm in dire straits, and or you've got the hybrid of that, which is a bit of that and a bit of the other. A bit of spirit and a bit of psychic. And in fact, I would argue that practically all sittings are a mix of the two, because even if you think you're working solely with spirit, you will be also getting information on the psychic level, whether you're aware of it or not. So what areas, what topics would people have a need in? And if we take the evidential bit out, someone's not looking to hear from spirit or hear from a loved one or understand, is there truly life after death? If they're not looking for that, if that's not their main purpose for booking the sitting, what sort of topics might they be interested in? Well, hopefully they won't be coming for the lottery numbers. Hopefully. Yes? Health, yeah, health. A lot of people, health is a key one. If your health is not there, you're going to be quite concerned about it. Anything else? What other kind of relationships might you have if it's not romantic? Family and friends.
Yeah.
Those type of relationships. So relationship, work, career, financial, health, family, friends, home, domestic situation, and of course the other one is spiritual. You may want some spiritual guidance. You may have strange spiritual goings on around you that you need help trying to decipher. You may want to understand more about your spiritual development. You might want to understand whether you're going to be the next Harry Edwards, or whether you're going to be a physical medium, or whether that banging is just a heating, or whether it's really spirit. I keep hearing banging in my radiators, and I'm wondering, is it spirit or is it? Yeah. Well, those I would argue that they're probably the most common topics. I do have a slightly more comprehensive list. I'll see if there's anything I've missed. And the other one is, decisions that fall outside of that. Which, I don't know, could be some exciting decision about something else. I don't know what it would be, but... So most people who come for a sitting, I would say, if you screen out the people who are looking for the evidence, the vast majority will come for one of these. So whenever someone comes for a sitting, our job as a medium is to try and understand their need. And how do you think we find out their need?
Did you ask them before?
Yeah, I must admit, if I went to see a medium or a psychic and they said, what have you come for? I'd turn around and say, you're the blinking psychic, figure it out.
Would you ask them?
So, well, that's interesting. We'll talk about questions a bit later as well. So for me, if you are a medium and a psychic, because all mediums are psychic, sorry, but not necessarily all psychics are mediums. So all mediums are psychic because we're using our psychic faculties for the gift of mediumship. So we should be able to feel into the energy of the sitter to determine why they're there. All of the information about them is there. So the technique is to feel into their energy and feel which of the aspects of their life are working at the moment and which aren't. What's the reason they've come for? And quite often I will just push into their energy at the beginning and feel, is it relationship? Is it finances? Is it career? What is it? And okay, you might not get it quite right. It might be something to do with a home that you're thinking is family, but it's not a million miles apart. But often you'll pick up yourself just from their energy. And I always like to say to the person, when someone comes for a sitting with me, I feel this is why you've come. Is that correct? And if it's not, they'll say no. And effectively, it's a way of asking them. But 90% of the time, it's correct. And they say, yes, how do you know that? You think, well, it's my job, isn't it? Our job is to feel into your energy and work out what's going on. We're meant to be making a psychic link with you, so we should be able to get the information from it. And it even works as well on the telephone. If you're doing a telephone sitting, you can still feel into the person's energy, even though you haven't got them directly in front of you with their aura. You can still get information on the psychic level through the vibration of their voice on the end of a phone. It all still works. So you can do that. So we should really be trying to understand the sitter's need. That's the most important thing. Because if you work for an hour and you give them a whole bunch of stuff they don't want, they're not going to be very happy, are they? They're going to go and say, that medium wasn't very good. I went there to know all about what's going on with my job, and all they told me about was Auntie Gertrude and Uncle Bertie were here. And they told me all about their lives, and I was bored senseless. They were the least interested people I knew on the earth anyway. So, so it's also important to understand, are they happy to receive information from spirit as well? Because some people will want guidance, but they want the guidance to come from spirit. Other people want guidance on these areas, but they want it on a psychic level. So it's important to try and understand what they want. And sometimes they don't always get what they want, they get what they need. Happens every time the heating comes on. I think it's not spirit. So if we're doing an evidential sitting, some people just want to know, some people are curious. Some people want to know, is there life after death? And I'm not coming with anyone in mind, I just want to know what's going to happen. Other people have lost someone very dear to them, and they really want that person. That's the thing they want the most in the world, is that link with that person, and nobody else will do. And some people are fussy. You bring them somebody through. No, I don't want them. Tell them to go away. Tell them to bring someone I do want. Well, I can't really affect who comes through. So I'll ask them to go and ask if someone else can come forward. But I always say to sitters, keep an open mind. Whoever comes through, keep an open mind. The person you may really want may not be able to come through because the energy may not be right, but you may need somebody else to come in first to enable the conditions to change to make it perfect for them to come. So by throwing the first person away and saying, no, I don't want them, you may prevent your true loved one coming through that you really do want. Because spirit know what they're doing, and they may know that the energy is not right, or that you may not be able to get a good link. So it's easier to have what we call an enabling communicator first, and then bring somebody in second. So I would say to them, keep an open mind. And it's particularly true if they've lost a young child or a baby. Invariably, you're going to need somebody else to pave the way. If you think about it, for you to link with the mind of a 2-year-old, when a 2-year-old can't actually say an awful lot, how are they going to communicate into your mind everything you need to know? And what are they interested in? At the age of 2, they're probably interested in food, curious about everything. Yeah, so you see what I'm saying? You're working with the mind. So so if they say, no, I just want to hear from my child, that's it. Nobody else but the child.
So what happens if it's a newborn baby?
Well, it's going to be a challenge with a newborn baby, to be honest.
The grandparents usually bring.
And usually it'll be brought in by somebody else who comes in to say, I have the child. And they can tell you how the child passed, and they give you all the information around it. But normally the child themselves would struggle to communicate that information to you because they have the mind of a child. Their mind is not developed. They're not going to have the conscious thoughts of a developed mind. So therefore, with a baby, you're really going to have somebody else bring through the evidence in relation to it, like a grandparent or somebody else who you know on the other side who is able to do that.